College Algebra, Topic 2.2. This is resistance formula. We'll be solving for R1. So the formula is 1 over R equals 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. First, we want to remove all the denominators. So let's do that by finding the LCD, or the least common denominator. The LCD will be made out of R, R1, and R2. So this will be our least common denominator. We're going to multiply it throughout. So when we multiply the LCD, we'll divide it here by R and multiply it by 1. That'll leave us with R1, R2. The LCD divided by R1 times 1 leaves us with R, R2, plus the LCD divided by R2 gives us R, R1. Okay, now since we're solving for R1, we have an R1 on the right side and an R1 on the left side. We want these both on the same sides. So I want to move this R1 term right here to the other side. I'll do that by subtracting. So minus R1 cancels, and then minus R1, R1, places over here. So what we have now is R1, R2, and subtraction R, R1. And all that equals to R, R2 from right here. Okay, now that we have the R1s on the same side, we can factor those out. So the greatest common factor will be R1 times R2 minus R. And all that equals R, R2. Now, to get the R1 by itself, we're going to divide everything by R2 minus R. R2 minus R, and on the other side, R2 minus R. These cancel, and we get R1 equals R, R2, all over R2 minus R. Okay, number 8. Same problem. 1 over R equals 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. But this time we're solving for the main resistance, which is big R right here, R. So again, we want to get rid of all the denominators. So we're going to multiply again by the least common denominator, which will be R, R1, and R2. Okay, so LCD divided by R leaves us with R1, R2. The LCD divided by R1 times 1 leaves us with R, R2, plus the LCD divided by R2 times 1 leaves us with R, R1. Now, we're solving for R, and we notice that the R's are on the same side, which is great. So we can just take those out as a greatest common factor. So R1, R2 will equal R times R2 plus R1. Now divide both sides by this factor, R2 plus R1. That'll cancel and give us just R. And then we'll balance it by dividing the other side by R2 plus R1. So we end up with R1, R2, all divided by R2 plus R1. And this equals R, or the main resistance.